the startup ecosystem. Well, I just wanted to know, you've always been proving most political analysts wrong. So how do you feel when people address you as the Chanakya of the Congress?
It is you media have coined it. It is not me. One thing I believe in, that hard work. Hard work always pays. When we attempt at proper things, we should be very clear in our thoughts. I believe discipline is very much important in any political party. So whenever responsibility has been given, minimum 16 to 17 hours, 18 hours, I work out. I look at all sections in all angles. So that is why the success rate is high.
But when you say hard work pays, people say that it didn't pay you as much as was expected in the elections. You're still Deputy Chief Minister.
But what to do? Destiny also should support me. No? I said I have done my job. See, we believe in our party high command. I believe most in Gandhi family. Without Gandhi family, the party can't be united. Without Congress party, this country couldn't have been united. So what to do? Whatever Gandhi family tells. I've been politically from the days of Rajiv ji. In 85, he picked me and gave me a ticket, and again 90, he made me a minister. This political obligation is there. When Siddaramaiah could not make me a minister for various angles, it is then Sonia Gandhi stood with me. And she made him minister. When for the sake of Ahmed by election, I was asked, though Siddaramaiah was there as chief minister, I was being given the mandate to protect his MLAs. At the time of Maharashtra elections also, I have been given Maharashtra government of Vilas Rao Deshmukh also I was being given. That was the difficult times. But now BJP, at the time of that Ahmed Patel election, they created hue and cry, raided, brought 377 CRF people, raided my house. 77 of my friends and family was being raided. Ultimately, I had to put me behind bars, Tihar jail, Tughlaq police station, and whatnot. Ultimately, Sonia Gandhi, madam, she knew the workers' problem. She came all over to Tihar jail and wasted about some 3 hours only trying to consoling me, going, coming to Tihar jail. I think she had not seen Tihar jail in her life. So she came and she gave me strength. Then I came out. These all obligations, personal emotions has made me to hear whatever Diksha they gave. I have to hear to that.
But isn't that the criticism against the party also, that it's, as you said, without the Gandhi family, the party cannot be united. But then the criticism is that it's a family-based party, and that's on that the BJP rides on all elections.
See, from the day of you go to the history from Jawaharlal Nehru and those family. What is the contribution, the sacrifice of the Nehru family? It may be for development, it may be uniting, the risk they have taken, and the sacrifice. Why Indira Gandhi had to lose her life? Why Rajiv Gandhi had to lose his life? Okay, fine. We all bent and begged Sonia Gandhi when Sitaram Kesi was there. One side, Sharad Pawar went out, Mamata Banerjee went out, so many leaders went out. They all were the part of the Congress family. Then after that, we all requested her, Congress is dipping, you please help us. Then they brought on education, the amendment they brought on employment, Narega, the amendment they brought on food, right to fair transfer, lot of issues on health care. Have you seen any other amendments in the last 10 years like that, which helps directly the people? Amendment they brought on the tribal, on the forest land. This is what the Congress party looks at, a massive growth for a human life and to safeguard every section of the society. That is why whenever the Congress party is power, it takes care of all the sections of the people. That is the biggest strength of the Congress party, and that is we have been addicted to it.
So all that we hear about you being wooed by the BJP is also media speculation?
No, of course. Naturally, I can't officially tell on record anything. And there is no secret in it. And they try to do their best because politically they feel that they have to strengthen their party and they pick up leaders. From 85, I am on the electoral politics. Till today, they couldn't find a better person. They have their own tactics and they have been successful in various states. But my commitment is different. They also know that with a lot of so many tortures which still I am facing, I have not yielded to them as far as now.
The speculation was still as, it was a recent speculation again when you went to the Kumbh Mela.
No, see, this is, is there any caste, creed, religion in water? In the Indian history, whether it is Ganga or Kaveri or Narmada or this one, doesn't have any caste, color, water, taste, anything. It is not there. It is from ages together. India is very rich in culture and tradition. And that's going on. All political parties, even my political Congress people had also put a shamiana there to help a people who comes there and all. The BJP is trying to politicalize us, take the advantage of it, that's all. Apart from that, they are little bit successful and trying to make 65 crores. That is all bogus numbers. Where is 65 crores? 130 crores is the country's population. How can 50% of the country go there? Some crores of people have gone. I don't deny it. I appreciated there were some arrangements which I had to look and learn from them. That's what. Apart from that, politically they have been taking the benefit out of it. Every political party does about it. Why should I not? But it is my personal sentiment. I am on record that my name is Shiv Kumar, I am a Hindu, I was born as a Hindu, I will die as a Hindu. That is our personal liking and this one. No one can stop it. So Congress party is for all religion.
The Congress party said, or the party or anybody in the party didn't say anything on that?
No, they will not interfere with our personal liking. So many leaders we have gone there. What is there? I don't know whether you know about it. Srimati Sonia Gandhi came at the time of Dasara on the Bharat Jodo Yatra to Mysore. That day we had to stop Dasara. She wanted to celebrate Dasara. She went to a remote village in a temple, to goddess temple. She celebrated Dasara in Mysore jungle. It is jungle, a small village. She believes, and one day I think I remember about some 87, 20, 90, 89 or something. I had gone to her house the day of Ugadi. That day was Ugadi also in Karnataka. We celebrate that Ugadi New Year Day. I was told that in Jammu Kashmir, she also had gone with my family. Madam said that in DK, we also celebrate this Ugadi. She is more in Hindu, Indian than others in this country who have been adopted to this, after coming to the Gandhi family. This is what I have seen. The traditions, the culture, what Madam has adopted, I think no other woman I have seen in our families.
So when you say that there was something to learn from the management of the Kumbh Mela, do you plan to go and or the thing that we started in the Kaveri tank?
Pardon?
For Kaveri you started a Aarti and Puja and all. So is that on the lines of promoting religious tourism, or is that an agenda?
See, we can't allow BJP to hijack our religion or party or this one. It is not there, this one. It is not, they are just trying to hijack Hinduism. It is not their right or anything. Kaveri Aarti, of course, I had announced earlier to the Kumbh Mela, that we have to this one. Because we have to protect our sentimental protection of the water, how important water is. Where is religion for water? I think there is no religion for water. So everyone, as I rightly said, it doesn't have a shape or it doesn't have a color, this water. How can someone take out? We have this one. When Kaveri name was being given, Narmada name was given, this BJP itself was not there. When all this happened, when it came from the ages, I don't know whether I was gone through a story when I was in school. Alexander the Great, he wanted to come to India.
Yes.
He wanted to come to India. After two-thirds of the world, he conquered two-thirds of the world. Then he said, he went to his guru, Aristotle, said that, Guruji, I'm going to India, to capture India. Then the Aristotle said him, it seems, this is what I learned, one of my teachers was telling me in my younger days. Then he went to Guruji, said, you can't, if you are going to India, if you come back, you bring 5 things. What is that, Guruji? He said, 1 Grantha of Ramayana, 1 Grantha of Mahabharata, 1 Krishna's flute, 1 Ganga Jala, and 1 Tattvajnani, some saint or who was there in India. If you bring these 5, it is that India you have brought. That is what those days people from different part of the world thought. So when all these things were there, there was no political party here. No BJP was there or no Congress was there. Huh? Now they are just posturing themselves that we are, for our benefit, we are trying to create this country, dividing the country, dividing on caste, dividing on creed and all. When I am born, did I ask my parent which community I am born in, or which you have asked? When I marry also, some will have a love marriage, some will have an arranged marriage. When they die, whether to burn him or put him in the soil, that has been decided by the dharma. So if you leave dharma, dharma can't leave you in any community. So it is, we have created all these small issues.
But
So ultimately, I believe in humanity. I personally don't believe in caste. I don't believe in religion. I believe Manava Dharma ke Jayavagli, Dharma Dindale Vishwa ke Shanti. That is one of my slogan of my Guruji, which I believe. So I believe in humanity. That is important for me.
so then they say that if that is the case, then why do we need even a 4% reservation in contracts for minorities?
See, there is a big question on this, big debate ongoing on this. I don't want to name some of the leaders' name here of the BJP. They will just criticize these fellows, doesn't have anything in their head, brain, they are fit for a parliament member, for putting puncher, some small things, one only cutting this mutton, they doesn't have anything in their brain. That is what they are telling. It is our duty to uplift all the section of the society. Reservation is, it has been decided after our freedom that all which are the weakened sections should be protected. So economically we have to uplift them. We have given a lot of opportunity, reservation on education, on employment. But in the sense of economics also, till some 2 crores of rupees, SC, ST, other backward class, and some section of the, in Karnataka we have, in minority means that 2A, 2B, we have decided, it has been decided and settled law very long back. So ultimately we decided that let us also help that community in a smaller way. Let them be come forward and let them be part of the development process. Let them do contract works also. Not only looking at, as one MP said, they are doing punctures and all. If his vehicle, that MP's vehicle, punctures, then those fellows only has to come and put the puncture. No, one of his friends or community fellows will do puncture there. So we have to uplift them, no?
But the criticism is that even the constitution doesn't allow for reservations based on religion.
Yes, I agree. Let us see, let us watch. Let what court comes out. We have started something. I know that everyone will go to the court. Let us wait for some good day. Good day will come. Lot of changes are there. Constitutions will be changing. There are judgments which alters the constitution also.
Now coming to delimitation, for which you had gone to Chennai. This issue of delimitation, you are asking for it to be frozen, the status quo remaining. How do you think is going to play out? Because this is becoming a north versus south issue.
See, the South India is being penalized. I am very firm on this. We all are our economic strength is too high. Our culture, our traditions, whatever in those days we followed on the family planning. We respected the law of this country. We respected the directions what was being given. Indira Gandhi came out with an amendment. Vajpayee came out with the amendment. When Indira Gandhi came out with the amendment, this BJP was in small number. There was no BJP, one Jansangh was there. Some opposition party was there. All of them supported Indira Gandhi, 1971. Then 2002, Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji came. Mr. Former Finance Minister, who is no more, Jaitley Saab, he made a bill. It was the 84th amendment. He came out with an amendment that this will be followed and continued. On reservations will not be, the numbers will not be decided on the population. So 543 or some, this number was been fixed. Now again, their own political party, and even all political party, including the communists and other Congress or many other parties, the DMK, Anna DMK, everyone supported. Now they wanted to change. So why should, because we came up to the national scene, we helped, financially we are giving, though whatever, all these southern states put 35% of the financial strength, the GDP, everything we are being giving more. But whatever you are giving, in my state I am receiving only 13 paisa. In other states they are receiving more. But why should our voices should be curbed? Because of your thinking that if South India is stronger, someday you will have a problem on that. So all these things we have just, Mr. Stalin has taken up the lead. As a Congress party, we have discussed and we have to protect. So Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, all of us, we met. Even Punjab, AAP also they participated. Mr. Patnaik ji also came online and he had to send his representative. We are fighting for our rights, for our numbers. Our voice should not be crumbled in this parliament. So we want that same whatever 2002 and 1971 Indira Gandhi's and Vajpayee's amendment was there under their leadership should be protected. This is what we want, and we will fight for it until the courts, we will go to the streets, we will convince, we will try to come to the national capital, we will raise our voice.
But the counter to that is that the constitution is for each vote should have a equal value. Now it's come to a situation where 30 lakhs of North Indian voters get one MP, while 20 lakhs of South Indian voters get one MP.
Will you decide the same way on the economic front? Will you give? You please decide it. How much we are giving, you give the same to us. Then we'll have a discussion. For a question of discussion, I'm telling you. They will not. They will tell this commission that decided that this and all. I agree. Okay, why is there in Port Blair? Why is there in Andaman? And why is there in Lakshadweep? Why in Northeast states? You can do the entire Northeast state, if you come, only 2 or 3 MPs will come, no?
Right.
You can't fix on your own political equations.
But can there be a middle way on this, or you want a total freeze?
No, let us debate on this. Let us debate. And I am not looking at the middle way or this one. One of my colleagues was telling assembly seats should be more. You allow us assembly seats should be more. I don't want to comment on that. It is a national party. Still, I want my party at the national level to debate much on this. We respect the North Indian states also. Of course, there will be nothing is permanent. Any day, North Indian states also will definitely change on their stand. I remember in all those days when I was a student leader, some of our year, all North Indian leaders used to send their children to South India for a best quality education. This is what South India has. That is the economic power we have, education power we have, culture we have. That is what the big strength what the South India has. It may be Andhra, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka. The best talent pool of this world. I am telling you, in India, why India is being so strong on education is that because of the South Indian quality education. You go to any university in the world, the top may be their country, white-skinned man. The second, third, fourth is an Indian, and that is from South. That is what you see. That is why India is seen through, Bangalore is seen. When they look at India, they tell India, they look at Bangalore. So India is seen through Bangalore in outside the country. That is the strength what Bangalore has, or Karnataka has, or South India has. I am not telling only about Bangalore. I am a Bangalore man, but still South India has a very big strength. Tamil Nadu, Kerala and all. They do well on education. Now, of course, North India is growing up. We have about 70 medical colleges, 300 engineering colleges. Why the Jawaharlal Nehru started all this ITI, BHEL, ISRO, HMT, all this HAL, everything was why he did in Karnataka. He would have done somewhere in the North India. The brains even in those days were in South India.
Talking of Bangalore and the startup ecosystem, now you're facing challenges from Hyderabad, which again your party's government there. And then we hear about this language issue in Karnataka, people being forced to speak Kannada. Isn't that going to harm the whole, all the ecosystem that you've built?
Startups, yes, it is a startup capital, Karnataka. We started. Now Maharashtra is also picking up. Hyderabad is also picking up. Some other states, now our number is about some 16,000 and all. We want so many people from all over the country come and start their startups here. Because as I rightly said, they have a big talent pool in this one. As far as language issue is concerned, we are only concerned, ours is a cosmopolitan state and Bangalore is concerned. We have a very rich tradition, our culture and the weather is too great in Bangalore. Always we have a very tolerable weather which other states doesn't have. So Kannada should be our pride. But because even our notes, you take a note, in the 13 countries, states, our language has a very, that is why there is so many awards. Nations Award has been given to Kannada literature. Of course, in some other southern states also they have. Hindi is, I agreed the national language, but we don't want to lose our pride. We are not asking everyone you have to speak. We are asking them to learn Kannada and let the names be there. Here you have put news in English, you have put in news in Hindi. News was been, English was being given from our Britishers' time. Though then Sanskrit changed a little and Hindi was being founded, all those things were there. So we felt that we should protect our language and culture.
Forthright as always, and it's been a pleasure talking to you, sir. Just one question again as we wind up. Next time we meet, we see you as Chief Minister?
Always all of us live on hope. Without hope, no one can be successful. I am doing my best I leave it to my party leadership. I don't want to disclose what me and my party leaders have discussed on that issue. So my aim is to bring 28 back to power in Karnataka, wherever I sit. Then again 29, my leader should be the Prime Minister of this country. This is my aim. Let us hope for the best.
Thank you so much. Big round
Thank
of
you so
applause
much,
for
sir.
DK Shiv Kumar sir.
थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर योर प्रेजेंस और मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी आप थोड़ी देर और मंच पर बने रहें. हम गुजारिश करेंगे न्यूज 18 इंडिया और हिंदी डिजिटल के मैनेजिंग एडिटर ज्योति कमल जी वो मंच पर आए और कर्नाटक के उप मुख्यमंत्री डीके शिव कुमार जी को डायमंड स्टेट्स अवार्ड से सम्मानित करें. स्टार्टअप प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का एक ऐसा विजन है जिसे आईटी और टेक हब कर्नाटक पूरा कर रहा है.
News 18 India Diamond States Awards. News 18 India Diamond States Awards.
चुनौतियां बहुत हैं, लेकिन 40 साल पुरानी व्यवस्था के साथ आपको रिफॉर्म्स करने हैं. हमने स्ट्रक्चरल रिफॉर्म्स किए. जो हमारा आरडीजी था, रेवेन्यू डेफिसिट ग्रांट, जिसकी आजकल आप चर्चा सुनते हो, हमारे समय टेपरिंग होकर बीजेपी के समय 11,000 करोड़ था. इस साल हमारे पास 3,257 करोड़ रुपया रह गया. पूरी अर्थव्यवस्था को सुचारू रूप से चलाने के लिए सब फैक्टर को देखा गया और फोकस